Good morning. It's great to have your company this Tuesday, the 22nd of June. I'm Jessica Ramir, a senior market analyst with Bell Direct. Well, after a sharp fall on Friday in the US, post the Fed sell-off, US investors bought the dip on Wall Street on Monday and started the US trading week on a high. The blue chip index, the Dow Jones, up 1.8 or 587 points, which is the biggest jump since March, and the S&P 500 rose 1.4%. But what's really interesting is at this stage of the economy's growth, where inflation concerns creep in, this typically occurs in the share market where investors quickly buy the dip. So that's something to consider. Now, what to watch today locally? Well, the Aussie share market is likely to follow Wall Street's lead and rise 1.2% if the futures are correct, which will rub out a big chunk of yesterday's 1.8% fall. Now, what to watch today? A couple of key elements. Firstly, New South Wales has abolished stamp duty on electric cars in a bid to boost electric vehicle sales as part of handing down the state's budget today. Also, keep an eye on South Australia's budget to be handed down as well. But I guess touching on the electric cars, there's been a big push of electric cars of late, and it comes at a time when Australia's top economists have voted for Australia's government to take action and accelerate electric vehicles. So all eyes will be on companies involved in lithium production like Galaxy GXY and Pilbara PLS in the larger end of town. On the smaller side of town, Lake Resources LKE will be closely watched after rising 15% yesterday. It's also worth noting of those stocks, PLS and LKE are in technical breakouts, suggesting their shares could rally higher. So keep an eye on those. Secondly, the vaccine rollout is front and centre today. Victoria invested $5 million into Australia's first locally manufactured mRNA vaccine. So all eyes will be on CSL, which is one of the world's biggest vaccine companies, which was born right here in Australia, in Victoria. CSL shares have gained a cracking 25% from their March low, and they're still in a technical breakout, suggesting that they could continue to rally. This is, of course, supported by the fundamentals. Their biggest revenue earner, their blood plasma business, has been improving. Previously, CSL was struggling with a very big deficit in blood plasma because of COVID-19. However, now Americans are donating plasma again, so CSL's earnings are on the rise. Staying on the vaccine front, the Australian government is also leading discussions with other states about ramping up the rollout and will ramp up Pfizer's availability from September. Thirdly, keep an eye on commodities, which are moving in a big way. A couple standouts. The oil price rose above $73 US a barrel overnight on improving demand, and this is the first time that oil has traded above $73 since October 2018. Secondly, the copper price has rebounded up 1.4%. Last week, copper fell 7% though, because China, of course, said that they really want to, control the price a bit. So they announced that they'll be releasing some of their reserves in batches to curb price rises. And lastly, the iron ore price is still around record high neighbourhood, but at last traded about 2% lower at $217 US. Now, trading ideas that could be worth a look. Firstly, Bega Cheese, BGA, they were reiterated as a Bell Potter buyer, a $7.35 target, and that implies 21% share price growth in a year. Although Australian total milk sales are down 4% year on year, Bell Potter says Bega should benefit from an improved competitive position at the farm gate and also benefit from the purchase of Lion Dairy and Drinks, which means Bega will now own juice brands like Dairy Juice and Daily Juice and will also own yogurt brands as well like Yoplait and Dairy Farmers. And all this should be a big, nice step change for Bega over the next 3 years. Lastly, bullish charting signals have been seen in ONE, that's OneView Healthcare, Caraval Minerals, CWV and Alcidion ALC. And that's according to Trading Central. I'm Jessica Maria with Bell Direct. Have a great day.